Durham, North Carolina in 1971 is a powder keg of tension ready to explode. When school desegregation brings everything to a head, parents are furious, communities are divided, and violence seems inevitable. In the center of this chaos are two of the most unlikeliest people. They step to the front. Ann Atwater, she is a fearless civil rights activist. And C.P. Ellis is a hardened segregationist and leader of the Ku Klux Klan. The stakes cannot be higher, as every word between them carries the weight of generations of pain, generations of brokenness. In their first meeting, voices are raised, fists pound the table, and every exchange is charged with animosity. But as the night wears on, cracks begin to form. Anne shares the deep fears of raising black children in a system that constantly fails them. Her voice doesn't waver, but the pain is raw. CP's jaw tightens, and for the first time, his silence isn't defiance, it's reflection. In another meeting, CP reveals his own struggles, describing the grinding poverty and desperation that drives him to his own hate. Over the course of 10 grueling meetings, something remarkable happens. These two supposed enemies, so entrenched in their own beliefs, begin to see each other not as stereotypes, but as people. Arguments turn to dialogue, and the anger gives way to something deeper. And then a moment comes that no one would predict. Hear ye, judge, jury in a cloud of witnesses, where God's faithfulness can be weighed and found constant and true. We're going to talk about 4 judges: Gideon, Barak, Jephthah, and Samson. And talk about God's promises. Talk about God's voice in our lives. Talk about God's voice in the lives of the families, pastors of the church that you're leading. We're going to look in the Old Testament. We're going to unfold some of these stories that some of the families in your church have never heard of, and talk about how God's presence, His promises, never waver. This motif that we've built, that we encourage you to give a shot, is in a courtroom scene. There's a gavel prop in every commentary, and we believe, I believe, some of the best communicators and storytellers commit to the bit. And yes, you're a pastor and you're preaching a message. This isn't an act, Mike. I get that. But when we commit to this motif and really have people feel like they are in a courtroom setting and we are going to put this on trial, I believe people will draw in. They'll sit on the edge of their seats and learn some biblical narratives that they've never heard before. And hopefully those stories will shine true in their own lives, in their own stories, in their own brokenness that they're walking through. That story from North Carolina in 1971 is, I think, the story prompt and the opener of week 2. We hope this and so many more things in the library help you, give you time for more margin, for more ministry. And if you need help implementing any of these things, get on a coaching call. Let's walk through how you've done a story prompt, and let's look at how we can make them better so that you can become the greatest storytellers in the world. We're here for you. See you soon.